Welcome to Eyewitness News' special coverage of the Sean Diddy Combs sex trafficking and racketeering trial. Testimony wrapped up around 5 o'clock today. We heard from 2 witnesses, and we also saw that much anticipated introduction of that horrific assault video from 2016. Let's show you some of the video of some of Sean Diddy Combs' family leaving court. 6 children were in court today, seated in the second row along with his mom. He blew a kiss to them at one point, and Diddy wearing what has now been a classic look for this trial, a collared shirt and a pullover over that and some khakis. But you could see his mood change throughout the day as we first heard from the first 2 witnesses from the prosecution describing graphic detail some of these allegations of sexual escapades. That included a male prostitute that we heard from, a male escort. His testimony expected to pick back up tomorrow. Let's bring in Eyewitness News reporter Darla Miles, because Darla, you were inside today, and you want to talk about a whirlwind day, because when we started today, we didn't even have a jury yet.
Not at all, and a lot of things that you mentioned just about his mood changing, what he's wearing, those are things that we did expect today. But for it to go so fast, for a federal trial to finalize a jury, do the strike process, and there was a little contention about that. The defense argued that they struck 7 of 9 black jurors, so there was a bit of a disagreement about that. Moved on past that.
Really?
And so then they got to opening statements, and then we got to the first 2 witnesses for the beginning of what's going to be a really explosive and explicit trial.
Do they have to do this without traffic in the back? Like, we could barely hear them.
The first day of the Sean Diddy Combs racketeering and sex trafficking trial in the bag. Combs today wearing the same look as last week. Slacks, a sweater over a white collared shirt in a different color. His mother and children seated in the second row behind him. The 55-year-old has a team of at least 8 defense attorneys.
8
but he's very
lawyers.
much engaged in his own defense, at times nodding his head towards his attorney in approval or disapproval. In opening statements, federal prosecutors describing a drug-fueled world of violence, rage, and sexual abuse enabled by a trusted inner circle who they say helped Combs keep his ex-girlfriend Cassie Ventura under his power and control, forcing her to have sex with male escorts in hotel rooms for what was at first called a freak-off, but sometimes called a Wild King night or hotel nights. But attorneys for Combs say there was nothing criminal about his behavior, calling this his private personal sex life, adding what he understood was that she was a willing participant in their sex life. The very first piece of evidence introduced, an unedited version of this March 2016 surveillance video obtained by CNN at the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles.
Like, I just want to show that how aggressive someone can be. And you know, is he on drugs here? Probably. But he is kicking her.
Of evidence introduced.
Grabs her by the neck, like, you're going to listen to me, you know? Throws her down on the floor. I don't know what he's looking at here.
Version.
He's looking at her purse.
This March 2016 surveillance.
Kicks her.
Surveillance video obtained by CNN.
Then he keeps dragging her. He grabs her stuff.
At the Intercontinental Hotel in Los Angeles. An off-duty LAPD officer working security that night testifying about what Ventura told him. She was saying that she wanted to get her phone, her bag, she wanted to leave. But Combs told her, "You're not going to leave." The second witness today was an escort testifying that he participated at a freak-off at the Gramercy Park Hotel, which at one point turned violent. Testifying to the court, Mr. Combs walked over to Cassie, grabbed her by her hair, and started dragging her into the bedroom. Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, spotted outside the federal courthouse this afternoon.
You didn't read the rest.
His husband, Alex Fine, into the bedroom.
Dragging her into the bedroom. What I could hear sounded like him slapping her.
Ventura's husband, Alex Fine, spotted outside the federal courthouse this afternoon. This just a day before she takes the stand, publicly addressing her relationship with Combs for the first time.
Oh, she's going to take the stand.
So tomorrow morning, they will begin court with
back to the traffic.
The continuing and finishing up the cross-examination of the escort who was on the stand today. And then Ventura will take the stand, expected to be on the stand for the remainder of the week. And remember, she has to take frequent breaks, maybe about every hour and a half, because she's in her 3rd trimester, Mike.
Yeah, it's interesting when you think about just the atmosphere inside the courtroom. You were in there.
With Diddy's
Describe
baby?
What did he look like? What did you make out when you were sitting there?
You know, it's very. I've been in court since the first day back in September, and I get a lot of questions about what he looks like. Even today, my friends are like, what does he look like? And, you know, he does look different than the first day. He's gray, like you see a lot of
He's not allowed
gray.
to color his hair during the court proceeding.
Well, you know, no color, no color.
So he's salt and pepper, looks much more like a grandfather is what I've heard described.
No, he doesn't look as much. He looks different, but what I can tell you is now we've seen him so much like this. This is what he looks like to us, right? So he has gray
Except people
hair.
can't see it because there are no cameras in there. So you've
Well,
been
I'm
inside
trying
and
to
you
tell
see
you,
it.
Mike. I'm trying to tell you. I mean, but you know, a lot has been made about his appearance, and one thing that is really, I think, why that's such a big point of interest is because remember, like in the late '90s, he kind of ushered in the luxury and the glam and the bling part of hip hop. Remember, that was the golden era of hip hop, and it was still kind of like rough and edgy, but he really ushered in that luxurious kind of persona with that. And so to see him kind of like as a prep school boy, which might be a defense strategy, the prep school look, him in court every day, but he's wearing his glasses. And when I tell you he is locked in, you know, the same traits that he worked that made him a mogul, he's obviously employing some other that skill in court today, just really focusing in and locking it on.
He's focused and locking in, not dude, 8 lawyers though. I think there's a chance this guy gets off. You know, it depends what the witnesses on the stand are gonna say. You know,
happening.
And he certainly was sitting in there listening to all these details, just like the jury and just like family members as well. Darla, you're going to be back out here, covering this and seeing how it all plays out.
I will tell you, he doesn't have any reaction to any of the testimony.
Nothing.
No reaction. He's just very focused. There's no reaction. The only reaction that you will see, the only time you really see him emote, will be when he sees his family, his attorneys, or earlier today when he really needed a lot of water.
Like happy reactions.
And we'll see what happens with Cassie Ventura taking the stand tomorrow. You know, is that video
tomorrow? Cassie's
that
up
really
taking the
kind
stand.
of opened up this whole larger investigation. That video that captured that assault in 2016, and because of the civil lawsuit that she filed, investigators started digging through his past, and then other women came forward, and that's how we reached today. It was September 2023. Sean Diddy Combs, seemingly on top of the world, had just released his 5th studio album, and New York Mayor Adams presented him with the key to the city.
P. Diddy Combs, our brother, giving it up for him. What's up, New York?
Fast forward 2 months, and the first sign of problems appeared.
And we've got breaking news.
Really?
Sean Combs, better known as Puff Daddy or Diddy, is facing a lawsuit from Cassandra Ventura, better known as singer Cassie, alleging years of sexual abuse and rape.
1 day later, Combs and Ventura agreed to settle the lawsuit. But in the coming weeks, more accusers came forward. It all prompted Combs to write in a since-deleted Instagram post, quote, "Enough is enough. For the last couple of weeks, I have sat silently and watched people try to assassinate my character, destroy my reputation and my legacy. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of these awful things being alleged. I will fight for my name, my family, and for the truth." But then on March 25th, 2024.
Now to a developing story involving music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. Federal investigators raided his homes in Los Angeles and Miami today as part of a human trafficking investigation here in New York City.
The intersection could be that some of these civil claims involve criminal charges like.
And some people might just want some money too. Like, I don't know how much of this is real. We're going to keep an eye on this for sure. So if you guys want to know more, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys soon. Peace out.